Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
It's Ryan.
And Angela.
From EMG Pickups.
Yes. And Mama Llama don't care with no drama.
Mama Llama don't care with the drama.
Yes.
Not really. We're from RNA Music. Your mom and pop guitar shop and lesson studio. Deep in the heart of Canton, Texas.
Yes.
We are deep in the heart of Canton, Texas.
Yes, we
I
are.
don't know if we're deep in the heart of Texas, but we are in Canton,
Yes.
Texas. And we're here to answer your questions. Let's get to it. Ask RNA. Saturday edition. Okay, first question from Kurgel Kreutzer. Question, do you guys and gals know and what do you think of Israel is kamakawiwoʻole? I said that wrong, probably. He was a great singer and famous ukulele player from Hawaii. Yeah, if you want to check some stuff on YouTube, try to use official. Israel is something. Yeah, we know who he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know him. Never met personally, but yeah.
No, I didn't get a chance to meet him. He passed away, I think, in the late 90s. At a really young age, younger than we are now.
Yeah.
He passed away.
He was a youngster.
He was, so... Yeah, no, but I do know, I know his music very well. He's one of those artists that you can play in the background of your life and just be happy and have a peaceful day. You know, he just has one of those, he had one of those essence about him that was very joyful, and he loved what he did, and was great at what he did, because it was like kind of folky.
Islandy.
Yes, he had, of course, because he's a ukulele player, but he, you know, it was very traditional Hawaiian music, just beautiful stuff, kind of Rastafarian-esque, reggae-esque type stuff, but it was good. Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah. And if you don't, you should go check him out. He's got some good stuff.
Yes.
Thanks for the question, Kurgel. Appreciate it. She's more of the ukulele aficionado than I am. I barely play ukulele.
Yeah.
She plays better than me. So, which
probably
is not hard.
Probably not.
It's not hard because I don't really play. But
yeah.
Next question, Paul Liu. Just watched the RNA update and thought of these questions. Do you plan to provide Skype lessons as your subscriber count continues to increase? Ooh, and 2, why do I have to re-click the bell on your page ever so often?
Oh, I don't know.
Great questions, Paul. Well, you know, I don't know. I've done a few Skype lessons in the past, and the problem with Skype lessons is kind of the same problem that we have with doing a live stream Ask RNA FAQ type thing. Is we just don't have the upload speed to do that, and it be a good quality. So at the moment, not. Maybe in the future, if our local internet ever advances into the 20th century, never mind the 21st century, you know, maybe. But we're kind of stuck with small town rural internet speeds, so I can't, although I do have plans to kind of record and release some lesson packs that you can like purchase and then download, you know, because you know I can spend 8 hours uploading a single video, you know, but once it's up there, you guys can download it. So I do have some plans to do some projects like that, you know, very affordable. It won't be like, you know, $100 lesson packs or anything crazy. It would be very affordable stuff. And actually, I'm quite curious. Part of my research for that is to find out what you guys and gals, the viewing public, what kinds of things are y'all interested in learning?
Right.
You know, on guitar or in music in general, theory stuff. I would like to know that. So if you guys, if you take a moment right now and leave a comment below telling me what kind of things you would be interested in learning,
right, that
would be great. That would help me out. I'm going to do an actual poll for that in the future, but as far as re-clicking the bell, I have no idea.
I don't know.
I just know that there's a real issue right now with YouTube and subscribers, and you know, you can be subscribed to a channel, and when that channel uploads new videos, you would think you would see it in your subscriber feed, but you don't always. And so clicking the little bell icon is supposed to actually notify you.
Yeah, they want people who make them more money than that you see their videos first, more than they want people who aren't bringing in as much money.
It's all about the Benjamins.
Because I have that issue. So I have to actually go to my subscribe my subscriptions and see who has the little, especially on my phone, I see who has the little red dot above their name, you know, so I can see who's, and I have to scroll through usually some of my subscriptions, but yeah. They're having that issue with Instagram. Somebody was saying that, like the Insta stories, if you want to see more of the people who you enjoy their Insta stories, go through their Instagram actual page. Someone said this, the kindergarten teacher. She said, go through and like a bunch of their photos and leave a comment, like a thumbs up, just an emoticon or something, and just give, so it tells the algorithm of Instagram,
hey, I'm interested in this channel and I want to see their stuff.
And before you know it, you'll see there. Because a lot of times, I guess, I don't know if you can purchase airtime. Because I know whenever I'm scrolling through Insta stories, because some of them I'll just let play. Because I have a lot of speakers and health people and homeschooling moms and teachers, and I'll just let it play because, I mean, before I know it, I'm listening to a lot of great stuff. But then halfway through, every like 3 or 4, it'll be a sponsor, you know, a sponsored ad, a sponsored something, and that interrupts a lot. So the people who don't have as many followers get pushed to the very back of the Insta stories.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to listen to every single Insta story. So I have to scroll through. So I've been doing that. And also on Instagram, you can go, whenever a sponsored Insta story pops up, you can go and they have like the little 3 dots. If you click the little 3 dots, I think it's in the bottom right-hand corner, you can click it and say, I don't care for this ad, or this doesn't apply to me. And then it'll reconfigure the algorithm. But I think the same thing goes with, well, YouTube.
Paul, like if you are if you're actually giving our videos thumbs up and you're leaving a comment, like you're engaging with us, then you, by doing that, you're telling YouTube, hey,
I like this.
I like these people and I like this channel and I want to see their stuff. Now, if you just let the video go by and you don't even thumbs up or comment or anything, and you just sort of watch it,
that's whenever.
And then you click off of it, then the algorithm is like, oh, this person obviously doesn't really like this, so we're not going to put it in front of them. Whatever you thumbs up, whatever you like and engage with, YouTube's going to show you more of that.
You have to tell the YouTube AI.
You have to tell them what you want. Tell them what you want about it. And the bell is supposed to help, but I don't know. So
creepy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I was just saying, what's the artificial intelligence? Skynet.
Yes.
Skynet is alive. Yes, all right, thanks for the question, Paul. Next question, TBT. Awesome. Hi, RNA from Romania.
Oh,
that's awesome.
I think that's a first.
I want to go to there.
Yeah.
Love your videos, the day-by-day routine. So the vlogs. He digs the vlogs.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was just.
We're actually in the middle of a vlog.
We're shooting a vlog. Now. We're shooting a vlog right now because now we're shooting vlogs on Saturdays. Yeah. Well, we've always shot vlogs on Saturdays.
Right.
We're shooting Ask RNA on Saturday now as well. So you'll see the vlog. When do you start video lessons? Tips, guitar related, of course. Thanks. I think the question is, when will I start doing those? Well, I have some really old ones. You have to really scroll back into our channel. On our playlist, you can check our playlist, and we have several different playlists. There's an Ask RNA playlist, there's a Vlogging Lollies playlist, there's Unboxing Guitars playlist. There is like a free lessons playlist. You can go check that out. Most of those are several years old. I haven't really done a lot of teaching lesson videos lately, although I do plan to get back to doing those sometime. So sometime soon, I'll do some more tips and instructional videos here on the channel, as well as I'm planning on creating some content for like downloadable Udemy lessons or whatever.
Yeah.
So coming soon, before the end of this year, hopefully. It's just been so crazy.
Yes, it has.
Thanks for the question. Thank you for watching all the way from Romania. That is awesome.
That's sweet.
That's really cool.
Sweet.
Next question, GT Dad 2. Is there semi-truck parking nearby your store? Do you sell to lowly truck drivers? Love your stuff, guys. Hope to meet you someday. Well, not in front of our store. There is a gas station right across the street from us, and sometimes big old cattle trucks, you know, they're hauling cows.
All the time.
They'll swing into that parking lot and park there. They really shouldn't, because it's not big enough for that. But they'll stop there and hop out of their truck and go in and buy something. Like they can't even buy diesel there. But right down the road, like I mean, like 2 blocks down the road that way, there's a big parking lot where there's a gun store. And they've got a big O and an auction house, and they got a big O parking lot. You could pull a big rig truck into that, and it's literally 100 yards down the road, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but where we're at, no, we don't have a big enough space for that. But you are welcome to come by. You know, we do sell to lowly truck. There's not a lowly truck driver. That's a job that our country needs. We need people to drive trucks. So, and I have friends who are truck drivers, and we have relatives who are truck drivers. So. That's an honorable profession. Yes, it is. And we will sell you stuff. Yes. You don't have to come by. You could, well, you know, call me and like, hey, I want to buy something. You could buy a T-shirt.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, come on in sometime. That would be great. I think truck driver Sean, the first time he came by. Well, he wasn't driving his truck when he came by. He drove a car. Yeah. Which was probably good because there wasn't a place to park the truck. Thanks for the question, man.
Yeah.
Come on in sometime. That would be great. Next question, Kurt Singer followed the link to ask a question for future RNA questions. What inspired you all to start a music store? I'm from Kansas, so I can certainly appreciate small towns and barbecue. So my second question, do you like spicy or sweet? I dig spicy and hot. Thank you. All right, awesome. Kurt from Kansas. What inspired us to start a music store? I think we answered this like 100 Ask RNAs ago. Probably.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Answered this question, so there's a whole new group of people. So
yeah, everybody who watched our early Ask RNAs. I don't know if any of those people even watched the current ones.
Yeah.
If you're an old timer, if you're an OG FAQ Friday watcher, leave a comment. But well, we moved back home to Canton. What year was it? 2008.
Yeah.
I think it was 08, 09.
09.
We moved back home. My stepmom passed away, and my dad was like completely lost beside himself. So we came back home, left a really good job and a good situation back in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we were living. Came back to help take over one of my dad's businesses, which he told me made a certain amount of money, but it didn't make that money. So we came back and we took over one of my dad's concession businesses for about 14 months. You know, then figured out he doesn't know. He's not a numbers cruncher. He's a people person. Yes. He likes to talk to people. Yeah. He doesn't crunch numbers. Yeah. And so we were back home, basically starting over from scratch. And then I thought, you know what? I have a music degree. I went to school to be a band director. I've worked in sales and retail, you know, some high-end stuff. I did really well in commission sales in Tulsa. But, you know, I always loved music. And so came back home like, you know what, this is dumb. I should at least teach. And so we really started with the idea of like, I'm going to teach lessons. That's what we do. And I had some friends back in Tulsa that I would hang out at their little shop. They taught lessons. They were in music school, but they also sold some guitars and strings and like on a small scale. So I thought, man, if they can do that, I can do that. I mean, I actually went to school to be a music teacher, and they didn't. They just were good guitar players, you know. So, and so that was kind of it. We were here, and you know, we had access to a building. And I thought, you know what? Let's just do this. Beats what we were doing, and I don't really want to go back to. I think I was like 30, 32. Is that right? Yeah, 32, 33, mid 30s. Early 30s at the time. I'm like, hey, this is time to do this. Like, if I'm going to do something, if you're going to chase your dream. You know, if you didn't start doing it in your 20s, once you hit 30 and then 31, 32, 33, 34, you're like, all right, this is it. I need to get started on this. And so we just kind of gave it a go and started. And, you know, I've always loved music. I didn't necessarily want to be a band director per se, although I did love being in the band and think it's a great experience for kids. They should be in the school band if they have the chance. But I was more in love with like playing drums and playing guitar and rock and roll and band stuff and like not marching band but like band stuff. So yeah, so we just we were already here back home, started over, and it wasn't really doing really well. So I thought, you know what, if I'm going to start over from scratch, which sucks, but might as well do it something I really love and am passionate about. And so you don't mind the work, right? Like putting in 10, 12, 14, 15, 16-hour days. People always says, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. I completely disagree with that.
That is a lie.
That's a lie from the devil. I used to think that, but I'm like, no. It's because that cheapens it.
Yeah.
Because you still work.
Oh, yeah.
You actually work way harder doing something you love than doing something you don't love. So now you enjoy it, and it's fulfilling.
Yes.
And it's fulfilling and worthwhile, and you like doing it, but it's still work.
But you're still tired.
And you still get tired.
You still have to put in the hours.
You still got to do the hours. There's no getting around doing the work.
Yeah.
If anybody says it's not work, that they're not working. Somebody else is doing the work for them. So I guess that was a short, concise answer.
Well, it's not what inspired you. What inspired you to do it? Not how did you do it? Where?
I don't know I have no idea what inspired me to do it. Other than I saw other people doing it, and I'm like, I can do that. Why am I working this job that I don't like?
I think that's what makes it so great. Is this wasn't like this rags to riches, Hallmark Channel story. It was just basically we were just sick and tired. First of all, we were sick and tired of not making any money and providing for our children. We were sick and tired of working for people who didn't appreciate our talent and our time.
Yep.
And we envisioned our lives to work together. We had always said we loved working. We would love to work together. And for a season when we were in Tulsa and he was making great money and I was doing what I loved and teaching children, we were just like passing ships. And we're like, we want to be able to have our children around us and not be caught up into not ever seeing mom and dad. And we loved being around each other. So we were like, so this is what we want. And we sat down because we listened to a bunch of people that were like, write down your dreams, write down your vision, make a plan, see it in front of you. Because if you don't, you're just going to be floating around haphazardly. So be very focused and very precise about your dreams and your plans. So we did. We wrote down, like, what do we want to do? Well, we want to work together. We want to spend more time with our children. We want to be our own boss because we're tired of people telling us when and where and how and, all this stuff. And being at the mercy of somebody who's having a bad day, being threatened for not, because he did that all the time with the company he worked for in Tulsa. It was like, well, I better make it because it was so that was our inspiration.
Don't hit your sales goal today.
Yes.
It's going to be bad.
That was our inspiration, was we wanted to be more of a family, but still provide and do what we dreamed of doing. So whenever all that happened and all the things that were going on in Tulsa and moving back here, and then once we got here, we thought, okay, well, maybe this is it. We can. Because
we were working together.
We were doing the concession stand, and Ryan's like, this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. And not only that, but it is not making the money, and I don't want to grow a concession stand business. This isn't my dream to be a mogul of concession stands, because there is like this.
There are people who do.
A family, they'll go to the state fairs, and they have this huge, you probably have seen them if you've been taking.
Corn dogs.
Yes, they have flags and banners and blah, 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 blah. Freshly squeezed lemonade and hand-dipped corn dogs. And but that was not our dream. We were not corn dog people. Some people are. We were not. And he was always doing music. I sang all my life and ministered and did stuff. And we're like, well, why not do music? He had taught before. He taught out of our home before we left. And again, he had the degree. So we're like, why not? And I think so many people, that's where they're missing it. They're trying to put themselves and fit themselves in a glove that isn't theirs. Into a talent that isn't theirs. But you have a specific talent. Everybody has a very specific talent and a drive and a passion in their life. Do that.
Yours might be golf, right?
It might be. You might be a private instructor.
Yeah. That doesn't mean you would necessarily be the
tour,
PGA golf, Tiger Woods. That might not be your thing, but your thing might be, you might own a golf pro shop. You might create the next super awesome golfer towel that all golfers love, or I don't know. Yeah,
there could be anything.
Something in that industry, Yes. There are jobs in whatever industry you're passionate about. You may not be Tiger Woods, but you could be the guy who's like, I completely redesigned and revolutionized the golf bag.
Yes.
By making the sweetest, sickest golf bags ever.
Well, it doesn't even have to be a product. It could be that you are the product.
Oh yeah, sure.
Or you teach kids and you instruct kids, because there's tons of kids, especially in smaller communities, that need somebody to instruct them. That need somebody to come alongside them and teach them pointers. I know whenever Aiden, our youngest, was doing baseball, and we signed him up for baseball because we're like, hey, let's try something that you might be good at. And
he wanted to try it.
And his coach never coached him. I mean, he coached him as, go boy, get up there and hit that ball type, and, you know, kind of instructed him, but he never taught him how to play. And Aiden had never played in his life.
Yeah,
well,
no clue.
For people like us who don't have time, we don't have time to go running around and go 2 miles or 2 hours one way to go get our kid a private instructor. If we had somebody locally that was able to spend one-on-one time with him, that we can say, hey, we're going to drop him off here so he can learn, so he can actually learn the rules of the game. Because we did, you know, I knew some, but we don't play baseball. That's a necessity. That's a need. Same thing with us. There's not a lot of people in our area that does that. So that was a part of our inspiration. We're like, we wanted to be something that no one else does. And that was one of the things here in our town.
Yeah.
So.
There was one place here in town, but they weren't as personable.
Yeah, and there's that too. There are people who are doing things that you're like, well,
there's already somebody here doing
that. You know, how many hairdressers are in the town? You know, how many? There's so many things that are so. We have so many T-shirt shops, but they don't care. They're like, because I might provide, you might provide something that they don't. Your personality might be exactly what a parent needs, or even a child needs, or even an adult needs. So. That's the gist of it, I guess.
I think that covers it. That could be a video all by itself.
It really could, and it really should, because so many people need to hear that.
Yeah, we might follow that up later with a more in-depth video just on finding your thing.
Yes. Let's say barbecue, sweet or spicy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a big barbecue eater. I mean, I like it.
I like barbecue sandwiches.
I don't like it, eat it enough to be like, this is what I love. I like it all, honestly, because my dad's from Alabama.
I like barbecue made out of meat.
Yes. Does that meat in it?
There's meat on there.
I'm across the board. I love brisket, but I also like barbecue chicken.
I like me some ribs.
Yeah, ribs.
I like ribs.
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's either a sliced beef sandwich
but I like spicy.
Or ribs.
I do. I like spicy, hot jalapenos. I like pepper flakes, red pepper flakes. I like stuff like that.
I don't like jalapenos. I'm probably a sweet guy.
Yeah.
I'm sweet and you're spicy. That's probably what it is.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. Thanks for the question, Kurt, man. Really appreciate it. Next question, Wade Courtney. What would you recommend as replacement pickups for a bass with a jazz pickup in the bridge and a P pickup in the middle? I play mainly hard rock and metal, but also classic rock, southern rock, blues, and outlaw country. Outlaw country. I meant to actually go research this question, Wade, because I'm not a bassist by trade. You know, I play bass. I can play bass. I do often get drafted to play bass on things, but I wouldn't. I'm like a band director. That's how I kind of envision myself. It's like, you know, when I went to school to be a band director, it's like, I'm not an amazing trumpet player.
Right.
But I can teach trumpet to kids and beginners and coach them. It's like a coach, you know. Not every football coach or baseball coach played every single position, right? But you have to know each position. Yeah, so I know enough about bass to play it, but I never got real in-deep gearhead with like the electronics and pickups on basses and stuff. I'm more of I'm a drummer and a guitar player. For like, I can tell you what kind of cymbals I like and what kind of drumsticks I like and the taper on the drumsticks and you know, guitar pickups and all that. Although I would say in a general term, I'm a big fan of EMG pickups. And not, I mean, everybody knows, yes, of course, they make great electric guitar pickups. I think they're great. Some people don't like them, and that's fine. It's not really fine. But they are actually, their bass pickups are fantastic. And there's a lot of bass players in different styles and genres who will use the EMG bass pickups. So I meant to go to do this earlier, but I did not have time when I was teaching to go, you know, pick out like specific EMG bass pickups you might check into. But what my suggestion would be, go check out their website, go to their bass pickups and just go through. They have a plethora of information. Man, EMG's website is real good, y'all, because they give you all the specs and all the stuff, and there's videos and demonstrations, and they do a really good job of showcasing their different products and what they're used for and the best applications. So my suggestion is going to go check what EMG has to offer for that. Now, anyone else who's a real bass player, feel free to leave your comment below for Wade to offer him some suggestions. If you're a real bass player. But you could be a real bass player like Paul, the bitter bass player, who doesn't know anything about gear. Like, he can't tell you what kind of pickups, neck length, scale length, what kind of, well, he knows what kind of string gauges he likes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like
anything else,
any gear, no. He doesn't give a crap about that. He wouldn't even go to the Dallas Guitar Show with me because he's like, I don't really want to look at gear. I'm like, what? He's like, no, he wants to play. He's interested in playing and making and creating music. He doesn't really care about the gearhead side of it. So, which is strange. Maybe it's just a bass player thing. I don't know. Thank you, Wade. Next question, Trey. Hi, RNA. What pro sports teams are you Texas diehard fans of? Am I guessing right if I said Cowboys, Rangers, Mavericks, and Stars? What about the other Texas teams from Houston or San Antonio?
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Are there teams in Houston and San Antonio? Because all I think there is just Dallas.
Is that right? San Antonio Spurs? Yeah. And the Houston Texans?
Rockets? Was it the Rockets?
And the Rockets and the Texans, right?
The Texans. The Houston Texans.
Because it was the Oilers.
The Oilers.
But then they went to Tennessee or something like that.
Then they became the Titans.
And then they became the Titans.
It was the Tennessee Oilers, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
Texas.
Houston Oilers. I remember as a kid.
Great question.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of anybody.
We're not mega sports people.
No, I do not. That is one thing that I just can't see me sitting down and wasting my time watching people run around
chasing
a field.
Things. Chasing pucks and balls.
It's like I've said before, my dad was a coach in high school and we were huge fans. He used to work for Mr. Murkison, who owned the Dallas Cowboys in like the 70s.
Her dad worked
80s.
For the owner of the Dallas Cowboys,
and
y'all.
It just, yeah.
He owned the Dallas Cowboys.
Not my dad. My dad didn't know the Dallas Cowboys.
No, that would be rad.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Our store would be so huge. We would have all the guitars.
But by the time I graduated high school, and got out of college, because I was just sports out. I was done. So when I married him, and I was like, do you watch football? And he was like, no. I was like,
thank God.
Thank you, Jesus.
The perfect man has arrived.
Thank you, Jesus. Not that, I have anything against anybody who does.
You grew up with it.
Like
intensely.
Oh my gosh.
All the baseball games, all the basketball games, all the football games. Your dad's a coach, you're always around sports.
Yeah, and my uncle, my dad's little brother, played for West Point back in the day. And he was actually on the American Olympic team in the 80s when we boycotted it. And he actually wrote the playbook for the Army's basketball team. So they're using the playbook that my uncle came up with for the Army basketball team. So when I say that I'm sports over, like,
you're over it.
I'm over it. So I don't have a favorite. I don't care to watch it. If my kids want to watch it, they can, but don't ask my kids sports questions because they sound so, ignorant when it comes to stuff like that. I know what a touchdown is. I know what a home run is. I know what a goal is. I know what all I just don't care.
You're not obsessed.
No.
I like the Cowboys. Now, I think if you're from Texas, you sort of have to.
I like 90s Cowboys.
Like if I watch football,
80s Cowboys.
Like if I actually sit down and watch a game, we'll usually watch. I didn't even watch the Super Bowl this last time. It was like, are the Cowboys playing?
No.
No. Why would I watch it? I don't care.
Yeah, I have a whole other reason why I don't watch the Super Bowl.
But like on Thanksgiving Day, the Cowboys always play at Thanksgiving. So like usually on Thanksgiving Day, like all right, let's watch these boys lose this game here.
Yeah. I would rather watch high school or college football.
College football is enjoyable.
Yeah, college football is fun.
I like college football.
Yeah.
So, But no, we're not really into sports. But if I had to pick a team, you held a gun to my head, pick a team. I'm like, Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, okay? Early 90s Dallas Cowboys, right? And also, I don't know crap about hockey. Here's a funny story. At the Dallas Guitar Show, I was hanging out with the guys from Rev. Rev audio, Rev amps, and 2 Notes audio. And so Derek, one of the owners of Rev, like he's from Canada, right? So we had dinner.
Yeah,
we had me and Vola, Greg from Vola, Robert Baker, and Greg. And they started talking about hockey. I'm like, so what is? so what does this mean? He's like trying to explain hockey to an American.
Yeah.
Like Canadian guys like hockey. I'm like, I don't know anything about it. It's like,
yeah.
I've been to some Stars games. I have no idea what's going on, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed being there.
Hockey's
I was like,
pretty cool to watch. Mm-hmm.
If I was going to wear a jersey, if I was going to go out and buy a jersey of some kind, I would buy a Dallas Stars jersey because they play Pantera. Mm-hmm. That's their theme song when they come
Toronto
on the
Maple Leafs.
when they come out on the when they come out on the ice, it's to Pantera. So like, hey, Dallas Stars, man. But yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I don't pay attention. Mm. But Cowboys and Stars, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's funny
I don't give a crap about
this
basketball.
is how not about established a game or a team that we're like totally hardcore with. Everybody, almost every single person around here is, when it comes to baseball, is Rangers.
Oh, Texas Rangers.
Texas Rangers are it. Anybody else is subpar. Just, they don't really exist. You might as well be in the minors. So when Aiden was playing baseball, his team was the Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays, yeah.
So my parents were like, we'll get him a, MLB, video game so he can pretend. And of course, he picks the Blue Jays.
on the Xbox, he's playing MLB. Game.
And my dad's like, so what team did you pick, buddy? Like, Rangers, right? And he's like, no, the Blue Jays. Like, no, you can't be the Blue Jays. Like, all of our friends that were baseball fanatics are like, no, not the Blue Jays. Like, of all the teams, why the Blue Jays?
That's the team I played for.
Yeah,
that's the team I was on.
His little innocent mind.
I was on the Blue Jays.
So I was on the Blue Jays. So his team's the Blue Jays. So he can tell you some of the people who play for them.
He knows their names.
He knows their names. Anyways, I just thought that was so funny.
Which team did Nolan Ryan
I love the Blue Jays. When we went to Denver, we got a Colorado Rockies
cap,
a baseball cap, and we're like, can we wear that in Texas?
I know. I bought that.
That was blasphemous.
That was my souvenir from us going to Denver. Was like, I'm gonna get this hat because it's Colorado. Something with Colorado on it.
Yes.
And I'm like, it's a pretty comfortable hat actually. I should have wore it today, but I was like, I don't know if I can wear this around here. Now that we're back in Texas, I might get beat up. I mean, probably not. They're probably not going to come step up to this. But they're like, what's that? What are you doing? Who's that guy over there? The Colorado Rockies. It was just a cool hat. But anyways, thanks for the question, Trey. Appreciate it, man. Cam Demand with the next question. Hey, RNA. Hope all is good. Well, it happened. My wife and I officially have a baby on the way. Congratulations, Cam Demand. You are Demand. That's awesome. My question for both of you is, how do you balance being a good parent and having a passion in music together? I'm going to be first-time daddy, and I'm worried I won't fulfill my role as a dad best while also juggling being a musician. Thanks so much, and cheers from New Mexico. New Mexico. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Super awesome. Your life's about to get more interesting.
Yes. Yes.
I was going to say better. I was like, more interesting.
More interesting.
It is better.
It is better. It is.
Stop. It is. It's great.
It really is.
I think you can do it. I mean, you wouldn't be the first person to do it. I mean, there are a lot of people who are musicians.
There are a lot of really messed up people who are musicians that are actually really good parents. Like mentally, like drug abused, overload, alcoholic, crazy career men that have gone on to be really great dads.
I love
You know what I'm saying? Like really great dads. It's like Steven Tyler. He's weird, wackadoo, but he is a really good dad. Like his girls love him. They're like, he is such a great dad. I'm like, wow.
Well, because he's rich.
Well, no, but they were like, because he spends quality time with them.
Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you'll be fine, man. Just, your schedule as sometimes if you're like a working musician, it can be tough. But like, there are guys who are truck drivers, who are good dads and they're away and when they're home, they're home.
Yeah.
And, and there are guys.
That's the big thing.
Wonderful moms and dads who are in the military and they're gone and then they're home. And, it's a challenge. It can be a balance. But I think being a musician and a parent is way easier than being like a truck driver and a parent, or a serviceman or woman in the military and being a parent. You know, so I think, you know, it's just finding a balance. Just have to find a balance.
Don't put so much pressure on yourself either.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. All parents do.
Not me.
One thing that we've learned over the years.
Wait, not you.
Not
I made
me.
mistakes. You didn't make mistakes.
And one thing that we've learned over the years is to be very real with our kids. To be very real. And I've told the boys this all the time, and this is how I've coped with even the mistakes that my parents have made. Not that they've made a lot, but they're human. Is that every year of my life, it is my first time to having the child at that age that I'm having. It's my first time. Right now,
we've never had an 18-year-old before.
And a 13-year-old. You know, we've never had someone who's going off to college and one that's about to be in high school. We've never had this, you know, and have been married for almost 20 years. So just give yourself a little bit of realism to and explain that to your kid. You know, obviously not as an infant.
Yeah.
But you give it.
You got a couple of years.
Give an explanation to yourself, because it leaves the pressure off yourself. That this is your first time being a dad. So you are going to make mistakes. You're going to forget things. You're going to, as long as you don't forget the baby, you're going to forget, you know, did I feed them? Did I birth them? Did I wipe them right? Did I give them the right type of milk? Did, you know, what mama's pumping? There's so many different aspects of parenting that you can overwhelm yourself in just the littlest minute detail, but don't. Because every parent makes mistakes, every parent is growing, every parent is learning. And one thing that I think what helped our boys out, especially having a store and being so busy with that, is that we involved them in everything. Whenever we didn't, I mean, there were some times when they were just so hyper, we're like, go to the back room because you're being crazy.
Don't go hang out back
because you're about to knock something over. But for the most part, they were always with us, even behind the desk. They would always be around us. Have that with your child. If you start off now, you said you're going to be a parent. Okay, so the baby's not even here yet. So right now, as a musician, start playing for your baby. Start playing whatever, piano, guitar, whatever your instrument is, or vocal, whatever. Start introducing that, and when baby's born, play it, especially while the baby is asleep. Teach your child how to sleep while you're playing, so whenever you're practicing or whatever, their mind is okay with the noise and the sound of playing. But incorporate your child. Have them in a bouncy seat at your feet, and you can bounce. You can't see my foot. I'm going like this with a bouncer. You can bounce them in a bouncer to keep time with your playing, like you're tapping your foot, but you're bouncing. And just sit there and play and sing with your baby. I mean, little things like that.
You can watch them while you practice.
Yes, exactly. So you're sitting there and mom has a break because you're sitting there bouncing baby and playing and practicing. You're getting stuff done. Baby's rocking. Now mom can go get cleaned up or rest or get some sanity.
Take a nap.
Walk around the block, whatever, you know. So there's ways of doing it. Just take your time. Think things through. Be compassionate towards your wife. Be compassionate towards yourself. And give yourself room to make mistakes, because you're going to make them.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Don't stress out about it. It'll be fun.
It's all good.
Yeah.
There are tons, more than there should be, idiots that are raising children. And you're not one, obviously, or you wouldn't be concerned and you wouldn't be asking.
You wouldn't have even asked.
So just give yourself a break. You're going to do great, and congratulations.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Next question. Ronnie knows. Thanks for answering my question. If Angela doesn't fancy Chris Hemsworth, is Billy Gibbons more her thing? Hee hee. Greetings from the UK.
Actually.
He's old. What are you talking about? He's like 90 years old. Billy Gibbons.
Oh my gosh, Billy Gibbons. He is not 90. He's like dad's age. Something like that.
75.
Dad or mom or dad's age, something.
He's pretty cool for an old dude though. I was watching some videos the other day of him like playing somewhere. Like, that's a cool old guy.
I loved him on Bones. He was Angela's dad.
Yeah.
He came in as a guest.
Yeah. I want to be that cool when I'm his age.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. No, I don't. I just like him.
She just likes me.
Yeah.
Ryan's more her thing.
Yeah.
I didn't look anything like Billy Gibbons when we first met. When she first was like, who's that guy?
He was totally 90s.
90s rocker.
90s rocker. But not even really 90s rocker, because the 90s rockers looked too feminine. And you were not that
a much more manly 90s
yes.
rocker.
Yes.
Did they? It's like the 80s rockers. They look like prostitutes.
Yeah.
Like
yes,
the teased hair and like
yes, it is.
spandex. I'm like, is that a dude or a chick?
Yeah, they had a lot of issues.
The 90s rockers were a little more masculine.
A little bit more masculine. But no, it was just, I look more, I don't look at the outside, even though he's very attractive to me, he's good looking to me. It was more of his personality that I liked. And
looks
I don't care for Chris Hemsworth's personality necessarily on or off the camera.
I don't know what his personality is.
Yeah. He's not that he's a bad guy, I just don't, that's my thing.
He's a pretty boy.
Yeah. And Billy Gibbons too gruff, kind of rough, you know. I don't think he has personality enough. So.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe it's the both of them together.
Maybe it's
like
blending.
Chris Hemsworth and Billy Gibbons' love child.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a pirate and an angel had a baby. And it was Ryan.
Who is the pirate and who is the angel in this scenario?
I think Billy Gibbons is the pirate and Chris Hemsworth is the angel.
Yes.
That seems about right.
It's like Infinity War, that whole thing.
Have y'all seen Infinity War? Because you should. Great.
That whole scene was just perfect. It was perfect.
That's the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
one of them.
One of them. All the best scenes in that movie involved Thor, though. I can tell you that.
I think so. Yeah.
There you go, man. Thanks, Ronnie. Next question. Donkatron 4.0. Donkatron. I like that. That's funny. Ryan, do you do your own guitar setups? Do you guys offer setups at the shop? I don't live close, and I do my own setups. Just curious. Yeah, I do. From all my own guitars, for sure. I take care of all of that. And we do them at the shop. That is something we do. I don't do a lot of in-depth like repairs, like complete gut the electronics and reinstall. I've done that on my own guitars, but I'm like, oh, it's tedious. I don't, I have some friends that are just about 45 minutes away who are like full-time, legit, professional techs. You can have a guitar broken in 15 pieces and they can fix it, and make it look better than new. So anything in depth, I always kind of farm out to those guys. I'm like, hey, you guys just because I don't have time. I mean, I literally teach almost all day. I've got about 2 or 3 hours at the shop that before I start teaching, maybe 2 hours before I start teaching. Then it's non-stop teaching to the end of the day.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't like to take on a whole lot of repair tech work stuff because I just can't do it on top of the teaching. And honestly, teaching is more lucrative. I make more money teaching than I do setup stuff. But like basic guitar setups, yeah, I do all that. So I do that. I do. I don't do any fret stuff, like refrets. I don't do that. Maybe I will. But it's kind of one of those things, again, it's a lot of work for the time involved. And I'd rather teach. But I probably will learn. I've got some friends who are really good at that. I may pick their brains. So on my own guitars, specifically, if I need to do any fret work, then I can do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, basic setups. It's no big deal. I think anybody can do this. It's not rocket surgery.
Okay.
So thanks for the question, Donkatron. Next question, Blaine Ludman. Conundrum. All right, now I buy, sell, play, and collect gear, and I've wanted an old 77, 79 Gibson RD standard forever that I can mod, make my own, but they're so rare I don't want to mess them up. So when I found one for a good price, the mint condition, I choked. Thing is, it doesn't sound that great. Yeah, we talked about that last week. You didn't like the pickup sound. The stock pickups are terrible. Should I, 1, keep the guitar stored in my closet for 10 years with a few others I have and try to sell it in the future and hope that I find another one? Or, number 2, say you only live once and will swap out the guts and a whole new set of pickups while carefully preserving the original pots, switch pickups, etc. Well, a guitar in the closet that's a wasted guitar, I think. It wasn't meant to be bought and put in a closet. Guitars are meant to be played, I think. So, and the thing is,
I would say the same thing.
Is it really, you think it's going to actually really increase that much in value over the next 10 years? It might not. But I'd say you only live once. Go ahead and swap it out. Now, I did this with my Explorer, my Gibson, my 91 Gibson, which is like my baby. I did, at one point, take out the stock stuff and put in EMGs because James Hetfield, and kept it like that for a while. And then just a couple of years ago, I decided, you know what? I've got a bunch of other guitars with EMGs in it. I kind of want to take this one back to its original when I got it as a kid with the pickups. I still have a custom pickguard on it, but so I did. I took the EMGs back out. I took it to my friends who were like, you know, sorcerers when it comes to electronics and wiring and stuff. And I had them. I kept the old pickups and all the old stuff, and I had them put the original pickups and things back up in that guitar. And so now it's back to normal, except for the stock pickguard, and it's great. So I think you can totally do that, and like no one, and except now that I've told you, no one would ever know that you took them out, put something in, took them out, put something in. Who's going to know? You know, if it's the same thing, it's the stuff. She would know. But so I go with option number 2, Blaine. That's what I would do. Thanks for the question, man. Next question, Scott H. Question for next week. Having grown up in churches that usually have music with some sort of instrumental component, I have a sincere and respectfully meant multi-part question for y'all.
Okay.
What is your philosophy and hence your approach to leading worship through music in church? 2, knowing that you can't fundamentally control the congregation's perception or reception of your music, what do you do intentionally to help keep the music from becoming entertainment with the focus on the performance rather than the leading of worship and praise with the focus on God? I look forward to your thoughtful answers, Scott. Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Well, that's good. We have experience in that. I currently play in a church band every Sunday and once a week practice. And we have both worked on staff before at churches as worship leaders. And I've played in church for about 20 years now. That's a really great question, man. What do you think?
Let's see. Leading worship through music. What is your philosophy and hence your approach to leading worship through music? Well, I think a lot of it, and I think what most people are forgetting is that there are giftings and there are specific giftings applied to different people. And just because you play an instrument doesn't mean your gifting is to lead worship. There is an anointing that goes with leading worship. And I mean, you can go back to doctrinal, Levitical, you know, just all kinds of Old Testament, the reason why worship and music was played and how far we've gone and strayed from the actual point of leading worship and singing and all that stuff. And I think that that is the core of why it's been so hard to get people involved, especially in smaller congregations. Now you have larger churches like Hillsong. They're the exception to the rule. They purposefully, not that they're not anointed or gifted or anything like that, it's just, but they purposefully geared their services, worship services, to attract people from all walks of life. So they have all the lights, every single laser, every single screen,
smoke machines,
every single smoke machine, every single thing that you can possibly wrap your brain around, they have it on the stage. And that, like I said, that is the exception to the rule. But I personally believe if you have someone with just an acoustic guitar and a heart to worship, you will get the exact same results of a bunch of people standing and worshiping or sitting and worshiping in silence or whatever that Hillsong could drum up. I believe it all goes back to the heart of the person leading worship. And if you are genuinely leading worship in the fact that I'm only here to show and to usher in the presence of God, get the hearts ready to receive the word of God, then you're on the right track. But if you are only, when you're up there and your only focus is to receive a response from the congregation and therefore get frustrated with the congregation because they're not responding the way you think they should respond, then your heart's in the wrong place. Because I've seen people who have sat there with their arms crossed listening, and they're not raising their hands if your congregation does that, if they're not clapping or singing or tapping their foot or swaying to the music, but they've walked away with their heart has been tendered, because it's God who gives the increase. It's not our job to give the increase. It's God's job to do that. We have to remember that everybody is from different walks. Everybody is at different places and
different life experience.
Different life experiences, and a job of a worship leader is only to deliver an experience that helps people receive what is about to be brought forth, which is the word. So I think that too many churches have gotten that skewed, and they want the Hillsong experience. And no, like I said, that's the exception. And as long as we're seeking Him and worshiping Him in spirit and in truth, you're going to get the right results. If you're there just to get the jump up concert experience, then your heart is in the wrong place. Yeah. And I think that's what makes or breaks a good worship team, is the heart of the person who's leading the worship, and the organization and the preparedness. And there's so many other different, because we've been a part of congregations where the worship team literally fights before they led and get up there and lead worship, and the music was on point and it sounds good to the ear. Technically it was great, but the
execution of the notes was like good,
was perfect, but the anointing and the heart of the matter was not there. And then they get frustrated because they're like, why aren't you leading? Well, because your heart isn't there, and people understand that, and we feel that. Even though we might not physically see it, we spiritually connect to that, you know. And I think that that's what a lot of people, you know, are missing, is that.
Yeah, it's what Angela said. But it's kind of tough, because I grew up going to a Baptist church. Like the first 21 years of my life, I went to like just a, you know, Texas Southern Baptist church. We had an organ and a piano, and there was a choir. We all sang on hymnals, and like, all right, stand up, let's sing. And we would sing. I mean, I sang like as a kid. I was like, you know, a kid and a teenager, and like, all right, we sing, and I just sang, you know. And of course, I was into music and guitars and drums and rock and roll and all these things, and you know. But then, you know, I started going to a church that used like instruments like guitars and drums and bass, and singing was more of a band kind of thing. And I got really excited by that when I was like 21-ish. I was like, this is cool. This is because this was my thing. I was already playing guitar and stuff. And so I've been kind of in that side of things, contemporary, for like the last 21 years. Yeah. I'm 42, so 21, half and half. And kind of as a musician, as a guitarist, as a drummer, as someone, like I play bass too. Sometimes I play bass in church bands, you know. As a musician, I enjoy that more because I get to play. But I enjoy it because I'm playing. From a spiritual standpoint, the longer I've been doing this, though, I think it's hard, because we're setting up. We've got a band, we've got a drummer, and we've got a guitar player, and we've got all these things, and we've set a performance platform, because that's what people do. You go to a concert, you watch people on the stage rock out, and and you're watching them, right? And that's the thing that we're emulating now. And to get a response other than people just staring I think it's kind of hard. I mean, because we're asking them to do something that they don't normally do. When you go to a rock show or a concert, you don't normally participate. Some people do, sing along every single word. Yeah. But that's because they've played that album 7,000 times. They know every word from every, you know, song by this band by heart. But it gets kind of tough to.
The battery's about to die.
Now I try to do, you know, when I'm like, now I kind of think about this. I try to like, not just stand there like a statue playing with no emotion. You know, when I'm playing, I try to like kind of move a little bit and kind of like I'm feeling the music, engaging in the music I'm feeling. Because people will do kind of what they see. You know, if you're just standing there like this and you're whatever, and you don't look like you're into it, they're not going to be into the experience either. Right. So I try to, you know, do that, but I also try to not necessarily play too much flashy stuff, or you know, try not to do things that make it, hey, check out how, you know, look at the guitar player or whatever. But I think it's hard to balance that. I mean, I enjoy contemporary praise and worship style music, but I also love the hymns too, because I grew up with those. So I like them both, but it is difficult. It does present quite a challenge, I think, with more modern worship styles to get the people to engage in it with you, because it's when it's congregational singing, when there's just a piano, there's a pianist, and we all sing along. That seems like that's easier to get people into than to like you're watching this contemporary band and they're just up there killing it and whatever to.
Yeah, and almost I think for a lot of people, because so many go to secular concerts, I think that they feel for the most part it's sacrilegious to worship God the way they would dance around to, you know, Beyonce or, you know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of people, they actually honor God more by standing still because they feel like they're being more reverent, because they understand that this is God we're worshiping. That I don't want to clap my hands necessarily because I clap my hands to Luke Bryant's, you know, like I want to go to like, you know, a club and I'm sitting there clapping to a song and karaoke night, and I don't want to bring God down to the level that I would use for man. And I understand that completely. That's why as a worship leader, I don't get mad when people don't clap.
Yeah.
I don't get mad when people don't raise their hands in worship or sway to the music, because I know that for most, that is inner turmoil that's happening. Do I bring my worship, you know, use the same expression that I do for a concert as I do for God? And some of them think, most of them are like, I don't want to do this way. I don't want to do this way because that's not how I was raised to do it. So as a worship leader, I don't blame them. And I've been in congregations where the worship leader's like, come on, you know, the trees of the fields will clap their hands and the
clap
rocks
your hands, y'all.
The rocks will cry out if you
Come
don't
on.
do it.
Y'all need to worship.
Worship, Lord. Worship. Don't you love Jesus? Don't you love God? And you put this ugly thing on them now. They're like, I do, but I don't really. I think you're wrong, actually. Not me. I don't think I'm wrong. I think you're wrong for having a guitar.
Never berate the people because they're not engaging the way that you think they should be.
Right.
All you can do is encourage. All right, y'all. It's great. Let's sing.
Yes. And a lot of times I think whenever there's a balance of reverence where the songs are mostly about how awesome God is and how wonderful and how loving and how much he loves them, I think whenever they get that, oh yes, he does love me. Yes, I do love him. Yes, he is awesome. Our God is an awesome God. Then they have an open heart to lean in more than singing a song from the radio that makes them think of concerts. And when they think that they're at a concert, they don't want to bring their concert attitude into a worship setting. So I think if we turn it into more of a worship setting, then people will tend to worship more. But if we try to secularize worship and something that's supposed to be reverent and holy. Now, I grew up in a non-denominational church where people ran and danced and sang and flags and trumpets and there were tambourines and all kinds of stuff. So I've seen every aspect, but I have experienced God in services like that, and I've experienced God in reverence and where they just sang a hymn, and it was just so beautiful. And we went to a funeral for a friend at a Church of Christ, and they were just singing, and it was just voices, but it was so beautiful and so reverent that I get it, but we have to be open to how people, be understanding. And it's not about us, and it's not about what we see. It's about the hearts of people and for them to connect to God, not to us.
Yeah, good one. Good question. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it, man. Next question, Clyde Cactus. Hey guys, excellent video as always. Your response regarding the singing question made me wonder how someone with a little vocal ability can get to a point where they can sing passably. Personally, I've always spoke with a near monotone and therefore have a bugger of a time finding pitch accurately, but sometimes need to be able to harmonize with the singer. I've tried to match vocals off recordings, but if I record myself, it sounds off, regardless if it sounded fine in my head or not. Thanks a bunch and have a great day. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me, you had a student who came in who was so pitchy.
5 years ago.
Yeah, and he was, he was like in his 50s?
Oh, he was like 62.
62.
Yeah,
he
was 62.
I was being nice.
62 or 63.
I was being nice.
He was a sweet man.
Sweet guy, yeah. And yeah, he was pitchy.
Oh, gosh.
Because I would hear y'all practicing, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he worked at a
nursery.
A nursery where they would do stuff for landscaping, plant nursery. And over the intercom would be music playing, and he loved singing with Lady Gaga. But he said that they would be like, shh, you're ruining the song. You're ruining the song.
Yeah. His coworkers didn't appreciate his vocal stylings.
He loved to sing, and all he wanted to do, he didn't want to perform, he just wanted to be able to sing it on pitch,
Yeah.
So basically he was hearing every note like either like 2 steps up or 2 steps down, or a half step up or half step down. So every time I would play it, I'm like, actually you're like C, you're singing like B flat or something, like it's
like a whole step off.
Yeah, it was always either in every single direction. And whenever he would try to correct, he would go a whole step up instead of hitting the actual note.
He would go even further.
He would go even further away. So it was very interesting to try, but we did a lot of just piano. It was just like all the time. This one, over and over. And I knew he was getting so frustrated. And it was like just 2 lessons in. That was it. Just an hour of his time, of his life. He was getting so frustrated. But one of the things I told him to do was basically what you kind of are already doing. And I know it's frustrating, but if you're singing a song, you can sing like this the first line. You don't have to sing the whole entire song, because after a while, the whole entire song will just be overwhelming and you'll lose your place. After they've climbed and changed an key and blah, 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 and they've done all this stuff, it'll just be overwhelming. So just the first line of the song, sing it, hear it. I always tell people, put an earbud in and pop an earbud out so you can hear yourself, just like when vocalists, close their ears so they can actually hear what's inside their head. Then actually hear their voice. It's the same concept, but you have an earbud in and earbud out, and you're hearing that first line, and then push pause on the song and then try to match it, and record yourself too, if you could do that simultaneously, so that you can hear yourself and then play it over the song. If you have a keyboard, play the note of the first few notes. I would say just do a basic middle C scale, or depending on what range you are. I don't know if you're a tenor or a bass or whatever, but just even do it, an octave lower if you have to, but just start with the scale and just move up the scale and try to match the note. And then you'll definitely hear whether or not, like with this gentleman, if you are a step below or a step or even a half step, just sharp or flat, it'll give you a kind of a range. And then just practice hearing and listening and playing and singing that over and over and over and over and over again. And it's just repetitive.
A lot of pitch matching.
A lot of pitch matching.
Because some people naturally, like you're saying, and I think I do this. I tend to, when I hear it and I sing it, I tend to do like I'm a fifth or a third. Like what I sing, what I think is the note, I'm actually like a third above it or something, or a fifth, or in my mind I think I'm on the note, but I'm actually, and I had to do that in college. I would go I had to sit at the piano in a practice room and like play the note, and then because I had to practice, we had to do ear training, vocal things in our music theory courses. I'm like, I'm not a singer, but it doesn't matter. You need to be able to sing on note on pitch. You're a musician, right? I'm like, drummer. I play guitar, but, and so like practice, oh, that's not right, and then a lot of practicing matching pitches. Not a song. I'm not trying to sing this stinking song. I'm just trying. Can I match this pitch?
Yes, and it's literally with the song. It's just like because the first note will make or break your song. If you start that first note flat, the rest of the song is going to be flat. If you're going to start that first note sharp, the rest of the song is going to be sharp. And then you might hit go down flat, because then you're starting to get discouraged, and then literally you just roll downhill and you go flat. But it's just hitting that note. And one of the things...
And you can do it with your guitar, too.
Yes, you can. You can totally do it with your guitar.
Sing that note.
Sing that note. Say ah instead of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Because for some people...
It's too much to think of.
Yes, it's way too much information. Just make an ah sound, because that is a common amazing, I love, you're going to make that sound in singing more often than you will oohs and uhs and d's and t's. Your ah is a common sound. Even when you're holding on a note, ah, you're going to hit that ah note.
Ah.
So make it an ah sound. Make sure your mouth is open. Don't grit your teeth and don't make a lazy tongue. Because if you do, your tongue will go too far to the back of your throat and you can pinch off the amount of air that you need to support the note. So there you go.
Yeah, good tips.
All right.
A lot of pitch practice.
Pitch practice.
Practice those pitches. Next question, Joe McKinney. Ryan and Angela, what are your favorite YouTube channels to watch? Oh, good question. What's your favorite YouTube channel to watch besides RNA Music? I know you watch all of our videos.
I like, oh gosh, mine are all
The
preaching.
Kinderhearted Teacher.
I love the Kinderhearted Teacher. I love the Diva Teacher. She's awesome. She's
those.
so funny. I like her a lot. And then Elevation Church and Life Church and stuff like that. But I'm trying to think if there's anything. I like the weird sci-fi. There's one, the Woodward TV. It's kind of weird and stuff, but I like to hear what other people are saying and thinking out there in the world. And he's the conspiracy theorist.
Oh, conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's
YouTube.
Woodward TV, but he's like, it's almost like watching like an X-Files type thing. It's real weird, but, and some of the subjects I don't listen to, but I do. I listen to Woodward TV because I'm a nerd.
You're a nerd.
I am a nerd.
You just like to know where people are coming from.
I do.
Why do people think what they think? Whether I agree with what they think or not.
Yeah.
Whether I think it's dumb or not. It's like, why do they think what they think?
Yes.
What is their thought process for thinking what they think?
Because I brought up stuff and I've had friends like, that's not what. I'm like, no, seriously, there's a huge community out there that believes this, and this. Really? I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That's just dumb.
Well, it's some people's truth.
Maybe it is, but
this is a reality
there's
for a lot of
There's
folks.
a reason they think what they think, you know?
There really
There's
is.
always a reason. So a lot of teacher stuff.
A lot of teacher stuff. I like the ukulele teacher. He's really great.
Mm-hmm.
He's funny. He can't really sing. So, but I still like it because he'll sing it like with passion too. And I'm like, hey, I'll give you props for that because at least you're doing it.
You better leg up.
Yes, he does.
Sing.
So I like listening to him too.
You should do a ukulele channel because you can actually sing.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I probably won't.
Anything else?
No, not really. I'm not a big YouTube. I'm always on Instagram here lately.
Yeah. Instagram, Pinterest.
Well, actually not as much Pinterest as before because Instagram has kind of taken over.
Instagram's got all you need. That's all you need is Instagram. Let's see. Well, my favorite, I think I watched literally every single episode that RNA Music has ever put out. I'm pretty sure I've seen every single.
We are their #1 fan.
896 videos.
Yes.
Literally 800 and I think it's 96 right now.
Whew.
We're about to hit 900 videos.
I know.
So I've watched a lot of RNA Music. I don't even know how many hours of RNA Music I've watched. But other than that, let's see. I watch David Wallerman. Of course, David is a friend of mine, though. Like, so we're friends. He's not just a YouTube channel to me. He's like, we've talked on the phone. We've had Skype things. We're buddies. And so I like to watch David's stuff because... Are you grabbing my arm?
Sorry. I don't know. I was just kind
of...
Like,
what is this hairiness over here? It's my arm. So I like David. I watched, there's Klaus Levin Sestrup. I watch a lot of Klaus. He's like, he sounds like the Terminator. He's like a young Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because he's
the one who had the video about his son.
His son does the card
tricks.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
And so Klaus does a lot of like instructional guitar lesson things, and I'll every morning when I'm cooking breakfast, usually I'll put his thing on, and he's talking about how to achieve your goals on guitar, and I'll listen to it while I'm making scrambled eggs. But I like him a lot. I like his approach to teaching, and I think he's got a cool accent. Man, he's got a cool accent, man. That's awesome. That's all you need to be successful. Is a sweet accent. He's not a really huge. He's a YouTube guy, but I like to watch Klaus' stuff about guitar. Ola England. I watch Ola's stuff because he's into metal, and he's a Viking, and he's pretty funny. Like Ola's got a funny sense of humor. I kind of like that. So I like Ola. typical guitar channels. I watch Ryan, Fluff, Riffs and Beards. I watch Ryan stuff because he has a beard. He plays it. But we also talk too. Like I'll message him and we talk back and forth. And you know, it's kind of funny because in the guitar community, quite a few of the guys, not all of them, but there's a few of the guys in that community that I talk to and I kind of know somewhat. Mm-hmm. But the main ones, like every day, I'll watch Klaus, I'll watch David stuff, Robert Baker, of course, but you know, me and Robert are homies. So I'll try to go in and watch Robert stuff, at least to give him another view. Although he's got 170,000 subscribers now, and like Robert is doing very well. But I remember when Robert had like 5,000 subscribers. Yeah. And I had 500. So we were way back there together. But Robert's a great, but I like his personality and he's just funny and goofy, but we're homies. So yeah. And then Pat David, music in Australia, same thing, but Pat and I are friends, you know, and Pat stayed with us for a week, you know, a couple of years ago. So it's a typical guitar YouTube stuff, but a lot of them it's like I'm kind of friends with the guys, and so I watch them because I want to support them. You know, whether they might be talking about something, I'm like, I'm not really into what David's talking about right now, but I'm going to watch it and I'm going to give him a thumbs up and I'm going to go, sweet video, dude. I'll leave him a comment because
you want to support.
I want to support, appreciate what they do. Trying to think if there's any non-guitar YouTube stuff that I watch. Oh, I watch the Screen Rants, like Screen Rants, like the pitch meetings.
Hishy?
No, that's how it should have ended.
Oh,
different thing. How it should have ended.
And Hishy.
Yeah, and Hishy. How it should have ended, which is the animated thing where they show all like how Infinity War should have ended, how Black Panther should have ended, but it's all animated. It's
hilarious.
Those are funny. I enjoy those. And then the Screen Rants, where they do the pitch meetings, like, hey, we're gonna pitch this movie to the executives, and it tells you everything wrong.
Should we be doing that?
I don't know. Is that a question?
It's hard.
You know what people want to know? Yeah. How are we going to finish that? Super easy, barely an inconvenience. But we're going to answer one question: what Kylo Ren looks like without a shirt on. Is that a question everyone was asking? Yes. I don't think it was. So usually those are the two that are not necessarily guitar or music related. So I can't think of anything else, but I generally do watch those. I don't think there's. That's about it, actually.
Yeah.
I would watch Flipside music videos if he ever made any, but he never makes any. But when he does, I watch them.
Yeah.
That's the one channel I wish would make more videos because I would definitely.
I do watch Pat David's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Pat's great.
Especially if I see Jess is on there.
If Jess is in it with him,
sorry,
you'll
Pat.
watch it. Sorry, Pat. It's all about Jess. Sorry, what you like?
I like the ladies getting some airtime.
Yeah. More ladies.
It's always nice.
More ladies on the YouTube.
It's like there's too many guys just giving their opinions out there. I want to see what the girls have to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, there's one more. I forgot her name. There's this girl I watched that she talks about how to make money from home.
Oh, yeah.
How to get more YouTube followers. How to reach more people on Instagram.
Oh, brunette girl.
Yeah, what's her name?
Lauren.
I can't think
Laura.
of it. Lauren? Laura? I don't know. She's young.
I think I subscribed to
I think
her.
she's in her like... Yeah, because I sent you one of her videos. She's talking about how she self-published her first book.
Yeah.
You know, how she makes money. You know, like her and her husband don't have real jobs anymore. They used to. But now they make money from digital products and selling stuff. And she makes, you know, YouTube. She's, you know, she went from like 30,000 to 60,000 subscribers. She's got like 60,000 subscribers in 1 year on YouTube. I'm like, holy crap.
Like, who does that?
I've got 6 after 8 years.
I know.
How, you know, so I do watch that. I watch Roberto Blake. I like him. He does stuff. Roberto Blake, he's a YouTube guy, marketing guy. There's some other. I watch stuff about how to make better YouTube videos. Some of those channels too. But that's it. It's either guitar, music stuff, funny movie things, or like how to be better at YouTube.
Yeah.
There you go. That was a long answer for a simple question. Final question. Hugh Caldwell. RNA. My daughter loves Angela.
Thanks.
And wants to learn how to sing. Any advice on where to start? I also love Angela. I think she's
wants to learn how to sing. Does she sing a lot? There's all types of...
How old is she?
And how old is she? That's a big thing. If she is younger than the age of like junior high, 11, 12 years old, just let her sing wherever. Just, I mean, put her in plays, put her in pageants if that's what she would be interested in. Do specials at church or at school, talent shows, all kinds of fun stuff like that. If you play the guitar, accompany her. Allow her to do open mic nights at a family-friendly environment. Because, you know, you have a baby and a bar. We don't need a Sweet Home Alabama moment going on. Just stuff like that. I always encourage them to do stuff like that if they want to learn how to sing. Just get out there and sing. If she has issues with pitch, do the stuff that I said before. Go through songs, have her sing along with it. And as a parent, be honest with her. If she's pitchy, let her know. Because it drives a vocal coach madness whenever parents say, hey, my daughter is involved in this and she could be in plays, she could be in this and that. And I just think she just needs a fine tuning, and they couldn't hit their voice correctly on the side of a barn with, you know, it's not a good thing because parents told their daughter or child,
but my mom said I was amazing.
That's so great.
And you're telling me I'm pitchy.
That's so wonderful. Grandma loves to hear me sing. Well, Grandma's going to lie to you.
Because she loves you.
Because she loves you. Miss Angela is not going to lie to you because that's not what I'm paid for. So
I'm
be
paid
honest.
To lie to you.
Be honest to say, okay, that was a little off because, you know, let's listen to it again.
You overshot that note.
Yes. If you know how to play the piano, even better. Even if you don't know how to play a piano, just start in the middle of the piano and go up for girls.
On the white keys.
On the white keys.
Play the white keys.
Just play all the white keys and just have her sing the white. Play a key, sing a key. Play a key, sing a key. Play a key all the way up, eight notes, and then back down 8 notes. And then do 2 notes at a time, and then do 3 notes at a time, because then we'll have to, because it's like singing the alphabet. So many of us can just sing it, just rattle it off like that, and after a while, your brain will say, this is what comes next, this is what comes next, this is what comes next. So you need to switch it up a little bit so your brain can really think about what the pitch actually is instead of just mimicking what the pitch they think the pitch is. And that's why when I teach pre-K, I have my kids learn the alphabet forwards and backwards, because after a while they just go into autopilot and they're picking their toes singing LMNOP, and they don't really know what LMNOP is until they go POMNL, you know, and so they have to
Elemento.
Yeah, it's
like
just
it's one word.
It's just
elemento,
like elemental. Same thing with singing. Have her go upwards, up, backwards, 1, 2, 3 notes, 4 notes at a time, and then backward, back down the same way, and then have her pick out a song that's reasonable. Don't pick something, you know, Mariah Carey or even Beyonce or something that's just, you know,
extreme.
No extreme vocal
gymnastics.
stuff. Just do something very basic, very elementary, and pitch correct. Sing that. And if it gets too crazy, you know, you can just message me, send me a recording of her voice, and I can give her some pointers.
Depends on the age a lot. You know, if she's like 12 years old, then it would be okay for her to get into some vocal lessons or something somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Coaching.
Choir.
Younger than that,
just let them play.
Just let them do it and kind of enjoy it, and don't put too much pressure on them. Just let them sing, because you don't want to do any damage to their voice before it's fully developed. You know?
Yeah, because I have a student who is a brand new 11, and it was really almost. It's really almost too young, because her voice, just like boys, girls' voice change. My voice was not this deep at 10 years old. So their voice changed too, to their female adult voice. And if you play too much with it, with vocal exercises, you can do more vocal damage than you can help them. So it's a really good idea to start things slow with kids younger than 11 years old and just let them play and sing. You can correct them a little bit, but when it comes to vocal exercises and
like intense, strenuous vocal stuff, workouts,
you don't worry about that. But if they're older, they can actually start focusing, especially 8th grade-ish age, 14, 15, because by then most girls have already developed into their adult voice that they will have forever, unless they do something stupid like start smoking or something. So,
which will affect your voice.
Which will affect your voice.
And your lungs.
And your life.
And your liver. And your kidneys.
And those around you.
And your blood.
So don't do it. Anyways.
And on that note, that's it for today. Good Lord, I don't know how long this is. I'll find out when
we've been here forever.
Seems like it. Well, I think we have.
Yes.
This will be super long. I'll definitely have to put the tags in.
Yes.
Jump to this question.
Oh,
right.
They'll be fine. They love us.
They love it. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you have a question for next week, please leave it below in the comment section. Be sure to read the description, because there's some links in the description about where you can buy your RNA Music t-shirts. And also, if we have links to other videos that we talked about or other channels that we talked about in this video, you'll see those links down in the description too. So go ahead and read that. There's always some good stuff down in the description. Go check that out. And leave us a question for next week, and we'll try to answer it. And until then, keep the music alive.
Don't forget it.
Music needs you.
And you need the music.
And we need the music.
Yes, we do.
And we need to keep it alive for this next generation. Like Hugh's daughter, who's learned to sing.
Keep it up, girl.
Keep it alive for these young
You got
kiddos.
this.
Because they are the next generation of musicians. And we want them to want to play guitar.
Yes.
And piano and sing and
Yes, shine your light.
even the bass.
Yes.
Because the
Even
world
the bass.
needs bass players.
Yes.
You gotta have them, right? So let's be encouraging to these young players who are starting their journey. And we will see y'all next time. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.